Afegbua, Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy of Edo State. In this case, he's also being a political policy commentator. Good morning to you, Prince.
You should tell them that I'm a full-blooded APC member.
But that has very little to do with today's subject now. Isn't it logic? Isn't it looking at the facts?
It has so much to do. You see, Nigeria, under parliamentary democracy, you do with majority having their way and minority having their say.
Okay.
That's the doctrine. That's the doctrine. We have majority in the Senate and the House of Reps.
Okay. But when you put it like that, what was the whole quarrel about? It seemed, and please come in here, it seems that the Senate was just making sure that there were no booby traps along the way. When we have the words like, what was that expression? Real time. When you have real-time transmission, and the point was being made that, look, real-time, who has real-time? Which industry? Is it the banking industry? Who has real-time? Can we do something where everybody is safe? So, Oya, Prince, weigh in, please, weigh in. All sorts of knowledgeable people have been very annoyed about this whole matter. So what is your understanding of the improvements that have been made?
Uncle Yori, you see, the problem we have in Nigeria is that people don't always want provisions of our law to go through certain processes by way of application for us to know the therapy of these laws and how effective they are to addressing certain developmental challenges as we find ourselves and as we move along.
Okay.
We make laws today. In 2 years, they want to change the law. We make law tomorrow. In another one week, we want to change the law. And oftentimes to suit the bubbles ego of some persons and factors who think they can make all the noise in this world just to create some level of attention. And I keep telling people, before you even subject a provision, just one provision of a law to amendment, you have to put it into practice for a certain number of years to see the defects of that law and why it has become very necessary. And now we have not built adequate technological infrastructure. We have not built even the human infrastructure. You will see commentators who are supposed to be enlightened more than the ordinary folks out there coming on television, and you'll be comparing yourself with America. You'll be comparing yourself with the UK, you'll be comparing yourself with Canada, with all these places. Meanwhile, the psyche of an average citizen of these countries you are mentioning is completely different from our own. Even their response to civic obligations, their response to patriotism is different. You don't need anybody to remind you elsewhere that when you get to a traffic light, you need to stop for traffic light to take its course. Over here, people break traffic laws. And these are the same human beings you are talking about, real-time upload of IRF because of election results and all that, because you feel that, oh, if they say it's real-time, then you can easily win an election. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Nigerians must be patient enough, and those who are enlightened must be careful in the way and manner they go on television to talk to people about these things. Yeah, we did an election in 2023. They said, oh, because there were glitches, that's why certain person did not win and all of that. Meanwhile, you know that the preparation of these persons was not holistic enough to even warrant victory in the first place. Labour Party in the last election didn't produce over 40,000 polling agents. They didn't have it. Out of 176,586 polling units, the Labour Party couldn't produce polling agents that will cover all of that figure. But they'll be the one to run to television and radio and be shouting blue murder. So I find this quite disturbing. You see, the Senate has come up with both electronic and manual now. So we'll cope with that because it is like saying technology versus analog. So we'll marry the two together. Whatever it gives us in 2027, we are home and dry with that. But I can tell you that we don't have the adequate infrastructure, technological infrastructure, and the human infrastructure. Because INEC, before election, they normally recruit over 1 million persons. 1 million persons who are not their staff. They don't know them from Adams. They tell you that they are corpers, they are corps members. Then they train them, they expose them to the use of beavers and what have you. And these are the same persons that you want to manage your electronic upload of results and what have you. And these same persons, you don't know them, their loyalty you can't guarantee, you don't know where they're coming from, you don't even know who is recommending them for appointment with INEC. Then tomorrow you come and tell me that certain results were overturned or certain things were not done rightly. That was why you had the kind of outcome you had. So people need to be knowledgeable about the processes of election, what happens when you vote and how the process, how it goes around. And they should keep vigilance if they really want to be part and parcel of it. I see some CSO, civil society organizations, so those who will go and hide in government houses when they are doing election like they did in the Edo election 2024, they went and hide in government house and they were working with them in their situation room. And after the election, they were the one who made the loudest of noise, telling us that A, B, C, and D didn't take place. Meanwhile, they didn't deploy their staff and personnel on the field to go and monitor elections. It was what the ruling party of the state in Edo then, the PDP, were telling them that they were feeding fat on. So people must be ready to take responsibility for all the infractions that go on during elections. They must be ready to open their eyes and do the proper thing and not just guesswork or not overgeneralization. Because it happens in poly unit B, it must be in poly unit A, and all the kind of bestialities. So I am quite pained that Nigerians, particularly the elite group, who are the ones who try as much as possible to inform the people, that they just carry viewpoints from the very selfish point of view without looking critically into the infrastructure we have on ground. What kind of human infrastructure do you have to manage electronic voting? What kind of physical infrastructure do you have on ground to manage it? What kind of sentiments and go on in the minds of these people? Are you in control of your staff on election day? Does INEC control their staff, their ad hoc staff? Do they know the function and the responsibility of those staff, what they do on election day? Some of them, they will go as much as even begging you for money and all that, because they will tell you that the money they've given them to feed, that they've not received it and all of that. Also, all kinds of things. Then on that day when there's no network, you now begin to cry. What about if you say electronic upload of results and you are unable to get network? What happens? Nobody is talking about that. You want something to be mandatory. What's the meaning of mandatory? That means it must be done willy-nilly. And if it doesn't happen, nobody is providing alternative. And the same persons will be the ones shouting, even going to National Assembly in the name of protest. Say they were protesting. What are they protesting about?
It looks like what the Senate seems to have done now